Every story carries something that makes it truly unique, and this one is no exception. What sets it apart is the emotional atmosphere that draws you in, unlike anything you usually see in other films. The story opens in a quiet nursing home where an elderly man named Duke arrives to meet a woman. She stands silently by the window, lost in her own world of sadness. When Duke enters, a nurse gently explains to her that he wishes to read something from his notebook. At first, the woman refuses, showing little interest. But eventually, she agrees, and Duke begins to read. As his words flow, the story shifts into a heartfelt flashback set in the summer of 1940. Here, we meet Noah, a young man from humble background who works at a local lumber mill. One evening, while hanging out at a small-town carnival with his friend, Noah spots a girl who instantly captures his attention. Her name is Allie Hamilton, a girl from a wealthy family who's in town for the summer. Noah feels drawn to her and, gathering courage, approaches her to ask for a dance. Allie politely declines, and when Noah playfully asks why, she simply says she doesn't want to. She walks away, but Noah isn't ready to give up just yet. He keeps following her around, trying to win her attention. Annoyed, Allie tells her friend about him, and her friend reveals that his name is Noah and that he doesn't usually act this way. It must be because he genuinely likes her. Later, when Allie rides a Ferris wheel with her friend, Noah climbs up and interrupts the ride, hanging from the structure in a bold stunt. He jokingly declares that he'll jump if she doesn't agree to give him a chance. Embarrassed, yet amused, Allie reluctantly agrees to be friends. In a playful twist, she then teases him by pulling down his pants, making everyone around laugh at the lighthearted moment. The next day, as Noah walks through town, he spots Allie again. Determined, he approaches her and asks her out on a date. Allie immediately refuses. Noah reminds her that she promised to be his friend, but she brushes it off, saying she only said that to get rid of him. Noah admits that the way he tried to befriend her was awkward and maybe even foolish, but he confesses that he truly likes her and genuinely wants to take her out. Allie, however, insists it will never happen and walks away. Not ready to give up, Noah seeks help from his friend, whose girlfriend happens to be Allie's friend. Together, they arrange a group outing to the movies. Allie doesn't realize that Noah will be there too. During the movie, Noah can hardly focus on the screen. His attention is entirely on Allie. When the movie ends, instead of riding back with their friends, Noah and Allie decide to walk together. As they stroll, they start talking openly, sharing more than they expected. At one point, Noah lies down in the middle of the empty road and dares Allie to do the same. She refuses at first, but he challenges her, telling her that she never does what she truly wants. Hesitant but intrigued, Allie finally lies down beside him. They both gaze up at the night sky in silence, a moment that feels magical. Suddenly, a car approaches, honking its horn, forcing them to scramble to their feet and run off the road. Allie bursts into laughter, the kind that comes from pure joy, and admits she had fun. This sparks something between them. Noah asks her to dance right there on the quiet street, and under the stars, they move together, smiling. From this moment, their friendship begins to transform into something deeper, something real. Days turn into weeks, and they spend nearly every moment together. Despite their constant bickering and fiery arguments, their love only grows stronger. Their differences don't divide them, they define their connection. Their passion is raw, imperfect, and undeniable. And this is where their unforgettable love story truly begins. One evening, when Noah walks Allie home, her father notices him. Later, he suggests that Allie invite Noah over for Sunday lunch, and she agrees. When Noah arrives at the Hamiltons' elegant home, he finds himself surrounded by wealthy guests who are all successful in their careers and businesses. Noah's simple background as a lumber mill worker stands in stark contrast to theirs. Allie's parents, especially her mother, are unimpressed. Her mother clearly disapproves of their relationship, seeing him as someone beneath their social circle. Her grandfather gently remarks that Allie is still young, but her parents' disapproval casts a shadow over their budding romance. Not long after, Noah takes Allie to an old, abandoned house. The place is falling apart, but to him, it's special. He tells her the house was built in 1772 and that one day he dreams of buying it, restoring it, and even adding a workshop of his own. Allie playfully joins in on his dream, saying the entire house should be painted white, the shutters blue, and that she would have a room with a view of the river where she could paint, her true passion. Noah promises her he'll make it happen someday. Their love deepens in that moment, bound by shared dreams and unspoken promises. But their happiness doesn't last long. That very night, a friend arrives with alarming news. Allie's parents have reported her missing to the police. Noah rushes her home immediately. Upon arrival, Allie's mother scolds her harshly, saying she's wasting her time on a boy who has nothing to offer. She insists that while Noah might be a good person, he is just a laborer, and Allie cannot possibly build a future with him. Allie defends Noah fiercely, claiming she loves him and can imagine a life with him. But her mother puts her foot down, forbidding her from seeing him again. Outside, Noah overhears everything. Her mother's words cut deep because he knows there's truth in them. He has little to offer beyond his love. Heartbroken, he decides to walk away. Allie runs after him, trying to stop him, but Noah tells her that her parents are right. His life isn't going to change, and soon, she'll be leaving for New York to study. Allie insists she doesn't care, that she'll stay with him, or he can come with her, and they'll make it work. But Noah hesitates, saying they need to wait until summer ends to decide such big things. Allie interprets this as rejection. Hurt and angry, she ends it before he can, declaring their relationship over. She storms away, leaving Noah devastated. Both of them are shattered by the breakup, two hearts still deeply in love, torn apart by circumstance and pride. The next morning, Allie wakes up to find her family hastily preparing to leave town. Surprised, she asks her mother why they're leaving earlier than planned. Her mother firmly tells her that they are leaving today, right now. Allie refuses, insisting she won't go, but her mother gives her no choice. Heart racing, Allie runs to the lumber mill where Noah works, desperate to see him one last time. But he isn't there. Only his friend is. She pleads with him to tell Noah that she's leaving today with her family, and that last night's fight didn't change how she feels. She makes him promise to tell Noah that she truly loves him. Her friend tries to reassure her, saying that if Noah loves her, he'll write to her. Allie leaves heartbroken. Later, when Noah returns, his friend tells him what happened. Panicked, Noah rushes to Allie's house, only to find that she's already gone. From that day on, Noah writes to her every single day for a year, 365 letters filled with love, hope, and a plea for her to come back to him. But he never receives a reply. Unbeknownst to him, Allie's mother intercepts every letter, keeping them hidden. Believing she's moved on, Noah's heart breaks. Soon after, he is drafted to serve in World War II, where tragedy strikes as his best friend dies in battle. Meanwhile, Allie tries to move forward with her life. She finishes her nursing studies and begins working in a hospital. Though she has buried her past deep inside, she can't escape the memories of Noah, seeing his face in the patient she cares for. One day, she meets a young Army officer named Lon Hammond Jr., a charming and kind man from a prominent family. As she nurses him back to health, he is drawn to her gentle spirit and asks her out. She declines at first, telling him to focus on recovering. Weeks later, fully healed, Lon approaches her again, and this time, Allie agrees. Their connection grows steadily. Lon is attentive, respectful, and provides her with a sense of stability. Over time, she begins to believe she has finally moved on. One evening, Lon proposes to her, revealing that he has already spoken to her parents and earned their approval. Allie accepts, smiling, convinced that she has found happiness and closed the door on her past, unaware that Noah's love for her still burns as fiercely as ever. In the meantime, Noah has finally returned from the war, carrying with him the weight of everything he has endured. As he settles back into his hometown, his dad shares a heartfelt gesture. He has sold his own house so that Noah can fulfill his lifelong dream. This dream is deeply personal, to buy and restore the old house where he once spent a memorable day with Allie. That day, she had admired the house and imagined it painted white with blue shutters, a vision that has stayed etched in Noah's heart ever since. With unwavering determination, Noah purchases the house, and begins working relentlessly to bring it back to life. He travels to town to gather supplies, and in a fleeting moment, he catches sight of Allie. She's there with her fiancé. The sight stings deeply, but he doesn't allow the pain to deter him. He convinces himself that if he can rebuild this house exactly as she had once envisioned, she will come back, even if just to see it one more time. Fueled by this quiet hope, Noah devotes every ounce of his energy to the project. Day and night, he works tirelessly, repairing every wall, shaping every detail, until the house stands beautifully complete. Nestled by a serene and breathtaking lake, it becomes more than just a home. It transforms into a living promise of his love and a silent invitation for Allie to return. The story shifts back to the present, where Duke continues sharing this emotional journey with the elderly woman. A nurse comes, gently reminding them that it's time for lunch. They walk together to the dining area, and as they sit at the table, the woman curiously asks if Noah and Allie ever meet again. Duke smiles warmly and explains that revealing everything now would ruin the joy of discovering it. By this point, she is completely captivated by the story, eager to know how it unfolds. Duke resumes the tale, revealing how Noah's father passes away, leaving him with nothing but the house. Grief consumes him, and for a while, he drowns his pain in alcohol. Eventually, he decides to sell the house, placing an advertisement in a local newspaper with a photograph of himself standing in front of it. Potential buyers come, but he cannot bring himself to let go of the home because it carries all his memories of Allie. In his loneliness, he seeks escape in two ways: long solitary boat rides on the river and spending time with a woman named Martha. Despite her kindness, Noah cannot truly love her. His heart still belongs to Allie. Even after all these years, she lives in his thoughts and his soul, as if she never left. Meanwhile, Allie is preparing to marry Lon Hammond, a good man who has done nothing wrong. She had waited years for Noah, but when no letter ever reached her, she had no choice but to move on. While trying on her wedding dress, one of her friends shows her a newspaper, pointing out that the governor will attend the wedding. As Allie glances at the paper, her eyes fall upon an advertisement. Noah, standing proudly in front of the house, now fully restored, just as she had once imagined it. The sight overwhelms her, and she faints. When she regains consciousness, emotions she thought were long buried rise to the surface. She decides to see him. Arriving at the house, she is stunned. It's exactly as she had described years ago. When Noah sees her, he is just as surprised. Neither of them ever imagined they would meet again like this. Allie tells him she's engaged, and Noah quietly asks if she still loves him. She admits that she does. They have dinner together that evening, though many unspoken questions linger between them. Before leaving, Noah asks her to return the next morning because he wants to show her something. The following day, Allie comes back, and Noah takes her out on the river in his boat. She admires how beautifully he has restored the house, and he gently reminds her that he had made a promise to her, a promise he never broke. Her eyes well up with emotion. Suddenly, thunder rumbles, and rain begins to pour, forcing them to return ashore. Soaked and overwhelmed, Allie finally lets her feelings spill out. She confesses that she waited for him for years, but never received a single letter. Noah, with quiet intensity, tells her he wrote to her every day for a year, 365 letters, and she never replied. Shocked, Allie realizes the truth. The letters never reached her. The years of separation, pain, and love culminate in this moment. Allie whispers that it's too late, that everything is over, but Noah refuses to believe it. He holds her close, insisting that nothing between them has truly ended. Their embrace reignites a love they thought was lost forever. That night, they share a tender, intimate connection, finding comfort and happiness in each other's arms once again. For the first time in years, both of them feel whole, as if their hearts have finally found their way back home. Ellie picks up her paintbrush once again, something she hasn't done in years. As she immerses herself in colors, her mother arrives. Ellie, overwhelmed with emotions, asks why she was never told the truth about the letters. She reminds her mother how she cried for months, longing for answers. Her mother, with a heavy heart, apologizes. She explains that the situation had become far more complicated, Ellie's grandfather had revealed everything to her fiancé, and now he's also in town. To help Ellie understand, her mother takes her to a quiet construction site nearby. There, she points to a man working in the distance and begins to share her own story. She reveals that 25 years ago, she loved that very man with all her heart. They had dreamed of a life together, but Ellie's grandfather never approved because he was poor. Despite the opposition, they ran away, hoping to be together. But the police caught them, and soon after, she was married to Ellie's father. She explains that while she grew to love and respect him as a good man, a part of her always wonders how different her life could have been. Her mother's message is clear. True love is rare and precious. She tells Ellie never to let go of someone she genuinely loves because, in life, we may marry anyone, we may live with anyone, but real love doesn't come by often. With that, she takes Ellie to Noah and hands her all the letters he had written over the years. Then she leaves quietly, giving Ellie space to face her heart. For Ellie, the moment is agonizing. On one side is Noah, the man who has always loved her and still does. On the other is her fiancé, a man who has stood by her through everything and loves her deeply. The choice feels impossible. Noah looks into her eyes and pleads that he cannot lose her. He wants to spend every single moment of his life with her. Ellie, struggling with her emotions, tells him that things are different now. She has to go. Her fiancé is waiting for her at the hotel. Noah, desperate but calm, urges her to forget what he or anyone else wants and to focus on what she truly wants. But she still walks away, leaving him standing there, heartbroken. As she drives away, she reads through Noah's letters. In one of them, he writes that true love is the kind that awakens the soul, inspires us to reach higher, fills our hearts with passion, and gives peace to our minds. He confesses that she gave him all of that and more, and he will love her forever, no matter what. Later, Ellie meets her fiancé and tells him everything honestly. He listens, then admits that he has three choices. He could stay angry, he could try to force things, or he could let her go. He chooses to let her go because, no matter what he does, she cannot truly be his if her heart belongs to someone else. He tells her he will always love her, but he doesn't want her to live a life of regret. Hearing this, Ellie finally realizes where she truly belongs. With tears in her eyes, she tells him that she wants to spend the rest of her life with him. The story now shifts to the present. An elderly man sits in a quiet nursing home, reading this very story to an elderly woman suffering from memory loss. The man, who goes by the name Duke, narrates every detail with deep affection. When he finishes, the woman softly asks, "And what happened to them? Did they stay together?" Duke simply replies that they did. They remained together always. The woman then looks at him curiously and asks who those people were. Duke doesn't answer. Instead, she takes a moment, her eyes widening with sudden realization. She whispers, "It was us, wasn't it?" This woman is Ellie. The man she once loved, Noah, is sitting right in front of her, hiding behind the name Duke to protect her fragile mind. Ellie has been living with dementia, a condition that erases memories and sometimes even reality. Most days, she doesn't remember her own children, her family, or the love of her life. But today, for a fleeting moment, she recalls everything. How her fiancé had let her go so she could be with Noah, how she ran back to him, and how they built a beautiful life together. They had children, grandchildren, and a lifetime of love. Overwhelmed, Ellie throws her arms around Noah and breaks down in tears. She apologizes for forgetting him, for pushing him away. Noah gently reassures her, telling her that she was only scared. That's why she drifted. She asks how long she'll have this moment of clarity. He admits he doesn't know. The last time her memories came back, they lasted just 5 minutes. They spend that precious time dancing in her room. Ellie asks about their children, and Noah promises to tell them she loves them deeply. She smiles, wanting to go for a drive and escape like they used to, but Noah softly replies, "Not tonight, darling. Maybe another time." Hearing him call her darling makes her pause. Confusion sets in again. She no longer remembers him. Panic consumes her, and she begins to scream. Nurses rush in to calm her, while Noah steps aside, his heart breaking all over again. That night, alone in the house he once built for her, Noah suffers another heart attack. It's not his first. He's been through this before. He's taken to the same hospital where Ellie stays. Later, when he regains consciousness, he quietly sneaks into her room. This time, something miraculous happens. Ellie recognizes him. "Noah," she whispers. He apologizes for not coming earlier to read to her. She asks him if he believes their love can take them beyond this world, beyond time itself. Noah, with tears in his eyes, says, "Yes, I believe it can." They hold each other's hands, and he lies beside her. The next morning, the nurse finds them both peacefully gone, still holding hands, as if they simply drifted away together into forever. In another version of this ending, the film leaves us with a symbolic image instead of their passing. Birds gracefully flying over the lake near their home, a sign of their everlasting bond. Released in 2004, The Notebook captured hearts worldwide. It earned an IMDb rating of 7.8, made on a budget of $29 million, and grossed $116 million at the box office. Even today, this story of undying love continues to touch countless souls, reminding us that true love, selfless love, never fades.